大家好，我是苏迪。
我是露西。
今天我们带大家去故事城堡。故事城堡里有许多好听的故事，而且还有好多好玩的玩具。让我们一起出发吧！
Hi, my friend. Today I'm going to read those books for you, and now let's get started. Astronaut Scott Kelly, My Journey of the Stars. My Journey to the Stars. My Journey to the Stars. You see, who writes the story? By Astronaut Scott Kelly. With Emily Houston. It has been 340 days since I set foot on Earth. I have spent almost a full year living and working on International Space Station or the ISS. I miss fresh air. I miss hugging my daughter's girlfriend, Emiko. At last, it is time to get into space. That will take me home. I climb into my seat. The spaceship is very small. My two Russian crewmates sit so close to me, our elbows touch. We all strap ourselves in. It's going to be a wild ride. My twin brother Mark is waiting me back on Earth. We are the only brothers in NASA history to fly in space. We were born on February 21, 1964. Do it have you?
No.
How about Grandpa and Grand?
Yeah, they were born.
Orange.
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey. That's weird. Orange.
橘子，橘橙，橘县。
New Jersey. Mark was born 6 minutes before me.
We have spent our lives
We have spent our lives like partners in crime. Why do you think Mark was born 6 minutes before me? Why?
Because they were twins. They were born by same mother. 他们是双胞胎啊，长得一样的双胞胎，是不是？那个先出来，那个后出来。
We grew up in West Orange, surrounded by family. It felt so safe that Mom sent Mark and me across the street to mail a letter. Letter was we just fine. We walked the corner to class. We mailed the letter, but on the way we got home, Mark didn't want to follow Mom's rules. I walked to the corner, Mark's class, in the middle of the street. I heard cars beeping screech. My brother got hit. Screech! Mark was rushed to the hospital. I had to stay with our uncle and liver for dinner.
And eat liver for dinner.
And eat liver for dinner.
吃肝，晚上吃肝脏。
是什么肝？
动物的肝吧。
Mark came home with a great story. I felt like I got the worst deal. Mark and I took a lot of risks. Sometimes we both got hurt, but each time we aimed higher. This is the great training for the biggest race of becoming astronauts. Every weekend, Mark and I stay with our grandparents so Mom and Dad couldn't go out. Every week, Grandma and Pop took us out to breakfast. And every week, we visit amazing gardens. Years later, I remember those garden visits as I took care of the flowers on ISS. At home, every day was different. Our parents didn't always get along. I was scary when they argued. Mark and I would hide in our room, watching our parents turn Mark into my peacemakers.
Into peacemaker， 把我们成为这个平安的制造者。Peace 有和平的制造者。
This had helped us each lead our own crews in space. You never know when your problems can become your strengths.
你的问题可能变成了你的强项，不要那样抠。
Dad was a police officer. When I was 11 years old, Mom decided to become a police officer too. In the 1970s, women could finally join the police force. But first they had to pass the same test that men did. My father set up a training course in our backyard. I was Mommy's practice dummy.
Dummy, D-U-M-M-Y.
I was Mommy's practice dummy. What are they building?
They building the blocks. It's like you run. 这是叫跨栏跑步，你忘了不是说跨栏跨过去那个才能跑过去的吗？这种比赛啊。Let me see. D-U-M-M-Y.
I was my mom's practice dummy.
U-M-M-Y. Dummy. 假的。
Dummy. 假的。
假人儿就是拿它做实验一样，傀儡假人儿，小假人儿。
干嘛
？Practice dummy 呀、比如说 practice 抓坏人，他就是他的小坏人儿了，他就跑，妈妈就追呗。然后呢
The hardest parts of the course was what Mom had to climb. At first, she could not even touch the top. It took a long time, but Mom finally did it. She passed the test and was the first female.
One of the first
female cops in New Jersey. She showed us if we had a plan with small steps, we could turn into a big dream something real.
We can turn a big dream into something real.
Real life police story. What is this?
这不妈妈一个是爬墙，另外一个跑步，第三个是救人吗？这是个小假人儿，要把这个人给抱走什么的，才能干活才行啊。不然怎么做 police officer？
I didn't know what my dream was. I was a terrible student. I could not sit still. I could not listen to the teacher. I could not stop watching the squirrels out of the window. But Miss Turnoff, my principal, believed in me. He begged me not to give up. Years later, he was my guest at both of my space shuttle lunches.
My guest. 当我的客人。During high school,
Mark and I joined the volunteer ambulance unit. You know, every night was different. We liked helping people. I had finally found something I loved. I would become a doctor. But how was I going to get through college and medical school?
他学习不好，他就没办法当 doctor， 是不是？哦。
One day, a book caught the right stuff caught my eye. What it caught is the eye.
就是吸引了他的眼球啊 ，caught 他 eye 就吸引他眼睛，吸引了他注意啊，这么好玩的书。
It changed my life forever. During pilots risked it all.
Risked it all. 飞行员呀 ，risked it all.
How fast could they go? How high could they fly? And sometimes pilots crashed. Sometimes they soared. They became the first NASA astronauts.
NASA 不是 NASA 的 NASA 就是咱们去宇航中心呀 NASA National Astronaut 说什么
NASA
你忘了咱们不是去看那个火箭吗
NASA astronauts. Finally, I finally found my dream. I want to be a test pilot. And thanks to Mom, I knew how to make my dream real. I would make my plan. I would follow it step by step. Step 1 was doing my homework. Now that I had to go, I had graduated. Step 2 was joining the Navy. I could learn how to fly. Mark started flight school too. I took a lot of risks. I took a lot of risks flying jets. I needed to see how fast my plane could fly. I needed to see how good a pilot could be. Flying a fighter jet was hard. The first time I tried to land on a moving ship, I couldn't do it. But I didn't give up. In the end, I flew faster than the speed of sound. Then I wanted to fly higher and higher. To do that, I needed to go to space. Step 3 was becoming an astronaut. Mark and I joined NASA in 1996. Are there you? Mark Scott.
They are identical.
Can you know them?
Yeah.
What if there are no days then? Can you look?
I won't be able to recognize them.
Why?
If they don't mark it.
Scott, Mark. We each flew into space 4 times. We flew on a space shuttle and on the ISS, but we never went to space together in case something went wrong. Space travel was our biggest risk of all. I flew the Space Shuttle Discovery on a mission to fix the Hubble Space telescope. And I led the Space Shuttle Endeavour on a short mission to make the ISS bigger. The Space Shuttle stopped flying in 2011. Now the only way the ISS is on Russian Soyuz. The NASA asked me to spend a year in space, which would set an American record.
创美国的记录了，空间当中。
NASA hopes to send astronauts on Mars one day. First, they need to see what happens when humans are in space for a long time. Mars.
Mars 到火星上。
What are they doing this?
They get immunization. mark on Earth. 2 astronauts were perfect for this job. One twin space tested his blood, eye, muscle, and bone.
Twin astronauts were perfect for this job. One twin in space tests his blood, eyes, muscles, and bones. One twin on Earth tests the same. NASA will keep studying our body changes now and in the future.
Mhm.
The ISS, there is no gravity. So you float around. Sometimes your body can float away when you are sleeping. That's why the crew has 2 sleeping bags that hang on a wall or ceiling. Drink through a special straw and use a special bathroom that's like a vacuum cleaner.
Everything's flying. The orange, the apple, they all flying. That's interesting, right?
What if you're imagine you're on space? What if you get some apples and you get too much?
But you couldn't eat them. They are flying around.
Like they're having lives? Then the fruit said, what?
Oh, it's so interesting to fly here. I like to fly.
Why, then how can you eat it?
You have to catch it and then eat it. Put it in the mouth of the tree.
What if you can't catch it?
Then you couldn't eat them then.
Then they are flying around?
Yeah, let's see the next
Is it
page.
hard?
No, not hard. It's just no gravity.
Catching them.
Yeah, it's not easy to catch them.
Why?
Go ahead. Next
Why
page,
not
because
easy?
if you touch them, they're flying away. You couldn't catch them.
My crew on the ISS was so busy. NASA told us when to eat, exercise, and work in the lab. We ran 400 experiments. We even grew plants in space. I like to water the flowers. It reminded me of seeing gardens with Grandma and Pop. I liked eating the lettuce even more. We're the first crew to eat food grown on the ISS. Why this is flying? Why?
Because
Do you know
there's no
they
gravity.
you wear this to sleep? You can even have upside down the wall like that.
Yeah. Because there is no gravity, so they have to fix you on the wall or fix you on the ground, so you cannot fly away.
What if you don't fix?
Then you will fly away, and you don't know. So you're flying away, and then maybe you fly out of space. Let's see the next page.
Do you know if you are not careful and you open imagine you're on space and you open a jar of jam and the water. If you don't carefully grab them, they'll fly and make it messy.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yes.
Everywhere is messy. Next page, please. Thank you.
NASA did its best to keep us safe, but the ISS is always at risk. Our crew faced extra dangers during my year in space. We lost 2 unmanned ships bringing fresh food and supplies. The space station was almost hit and destroyed by space junk, and we had to make an emergency spacewalk to fix the ISS. We missed Earth so much and loved to look out the windows at our beautiful planet. We saw cities shining at night. We saw rivers and oceans in many shades of blue. We want to share the beauty and inspire people to help protect our amazing home.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is Houston.
Yeah, wow.
New Orleans. Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Is this a parachute?
Yeah, that's true. It's parachute. Yes.
Finally, my mission is done. It feels good to know that risks I have bring humans closer to Mars. Now it's time to go home. Our Soyuz capsule is falling back to Earth at almost 1,000 feet per second. Gravity presses down on us. The parachute opens. The landing is hard. My head slams into the seat cushion. The hatch opens.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing?
They have to lift him out of the space because without the gravity, he didn't use his muscle and he already become very, very weak. So they have to lift it. 因为他不用这个在没有重力的情况下呢，他不需要锻炼，他不需要使劲，不像我们抵抗重力，我们必须要用腹肌来用这个肌肉，所以他肌肉总不用的肌肉就很虚弱，很 weak 了，所以就根本站不起来了，也走不了了，所以得把他抬下来。抬下来之后，回来之后呢，再做一段的康复时间，他才能够恢复。
The fresh air smells amazing. I hug my family. I got poked and prodded by NASA. At last, I returned to Texas. I jumped right into my pool, fully clothed. The sights, smells, and sounds of Earth surround me. It feels so good to be home.
To be home， 太棒了。
Okay, we finish all the books. I will see you next time. Bye.
好了，小朋友，今天的故事就讲到这里啦。大家要是有好听的故事或者是好玩的玩具，记得写信给 Susie 和 Lucy 哦，我们会在第一时间分享给每一个小朋友的。大家如果喜欢我们的